Against Halifax on this New Year's Day in the Stonesbridge Championship. Second against third. Leeds currently 3 points behind league leaders Wigan. And of course, if both of these teams have pretensions of the Championship, a crucial fixture here today. With of course Leeds currently in great home form, in fact great form in total. In fact they've won their last 9 games in the League and Cup. Their last defeat was at St Helens back in October. And of course coming to this one on the back of a good result at Hull and a brilliant home win over Wigan. Of course, Halifax as well, they've been in great form recently. They had that Boxing Day draw with Bradford Northern at Thrum Hall, 16 apiece. And of course, in their lineup have a couple of ex-Leeds players in right wingman John Bentley and of course, loose forward Gary Devolti. On then to the teams for this game. Leeds at full strength, no problems. Kevin Iro has recovered from an injury. He missed the whole game, but he returns in the 3 quarters this afternoon. So Leeds line up with Alan Tate at full-back, Jim Fallon, Kevin Iro, Craig Innes and Francis Cummins. The half-backs of Gary Schofield and Graham Holroyd. The forward line, Harvey Howard, James Lowes, Aseni Familo, Gary Mercer, Richie Ayres. The captain, of course, is Ellery Hanley. And the 2 Leeds subs, George Mann and Neil Harmon. Halifax line up, Steve Lay is at full-back, John Bentley, John Schuster. A bit of a switch around in the 3 quarters. Michael Jackson comes in at 4, which is a bit of a surprise there, and Mark Preston is left out on the subs bench, and Richard Smith switches from the 3 quarters to the wing. The half-back pair in Australia, Michael Hagan and scrum half Wayne Parker. The forward line of Carl Harrison, Paul Rowley, John Fieldhouse. The second rows of Paul Moriarty and Simon Baldwin, with a loose forward Gary Devolti. And the Halifax substitutes this afternoon here at Headingley are Mark Preston and Roy Southernwood. The referee for this game is David Campbell from Widnes, as the 2 captains, Carl Harrison and Ellery Hanley, complete the formalities in the middle of the park. It's a cold, brisk afternoon here at Headingley for this game, but beautiful playing conditions when other games in the Championship called off. The undersoil heating doing its work again here at Headingley, and we're in for what should be a real top-of-the-table clash. 2 sides in form, and as we said, if either side or both sides have some pretensions of the Championship, then really this is a crucial fixture here this afternoon. Both teams playing well, second against third, and Leeds in their traditional home strip of blue and amber. Halifax their away shirts of blue and red shorts, white socks, and it's going to be Leeds to kick off proceedings with Graham Holroyd, the Leeds scrum half, as the action is just about to get underway. David Campbell has a quick look towards his 2 touch judges. We're underway as Graham Holroyd kicks deep inside the 25-yard line as Paul Moriarty gets an early touch and makes an immediate break down this south stand side. Moriarty going over halfway, he's got support with him, but in the end he's held just outside the 20-metre area. Good break that by Moriarty. Alan Tate was called upon early to make a tackle as Halifax swing it quickly out to that right-hand side. Schuster out to Bentley. Bentley almost going in the corner there. A good tackle in the end by Francis Cummins, but Halifax playing the ball quickly from right to left. Hagan out to Devolti. Devolti thinks about the pass, but there's numbers there for Leeds, and we'll bring in Darrell as Halifax have possession just outside the Leeds try line.
Yeah, Graham, Halifax still pressed towards that Leeds line. Superb first set of 6. Parker trying to jink through. Doesn't have the weight to get over the Leeds line. Ball coming loose in the tackle. Referee giving the knock on. But Moriarty's break out of defence, superb from the kick-off. An equally good tackle by former Widnes teammate Alan Tate. Halifax moved it out wide. Another good tackle by Cummings, stopped Bentley on that far side. Holroyd feeds it for Leeds. Allen trying to emulate Moriarty, but 2 Halifax defenders moving in, Smith and Lay. Craig Innes, the New Zealander, strong runner over the 20-metre line. Richie Ayres, another former Widnes player in this Leeds ranks, loses the ball, it goes out into touch. Halifax get the advantage at the scrum, 10 metres inside the Leeds half. Parker to Hagan, looking for the long pass out to Jackson. Wrapped up by Iro, 5 metres from halfway. Devotti switches it back to Hagan. Long pass, cut out to Schuster. Invites Bentley in off the wing. Bentley looks for a run in the centre of the field. Into Hanley, 30 metres out at the front of the Leeds post. Harrison off the short ball. Drives on towards the 20 metre line. Rowley, Devotti, Halifax stacking men on the left. Devotti cuts back inside. Still making yards towards the Leeds try line. Halifax look to move it out wide. Hagan to Schuster. Schuster evading 2 tacklers. Brings in Moriarty, but Moriarty loses it. Cold hands in the first opening minutes, Graham, but exciting stuff.
Yeah, certainly, as we saw there, the ball was spread quickly out to this left-hand side. If Halifax would have maybe kept hold there was maybe a good opportunity on this side, but it's a cold afternoon, and that could have its effects until the players maybe warm up a little bit. And referee David Campbell calls a couple of the Halifax players across, Carl Harrison and Paul Moriarty, and the scrum forms inside the Leeds 25-yard line. Jim Fallon takes up possession, first touch, tackled by Steve Lay and Devotes. The ball goes out to the left-hand side. Craig Innes gets away from the first tackle of Schuster. Still going Innes, finally held down by Bentley on that far left-hand side. Leeds play it from right to left to Gary Mercer. That's a strong-looking tackle coming in from John Fieldhouse. Referee allows play to go on as Mercer takes up possession for Leeds. Mercer and Harrison now getting involved, and referee David Campbell immediately onto the situation. Gary Mercer has possession. The referees stop the watch, and he'll no doubt have a word with a couple of players here. Referee David Campbell from Widnes is calling across Carl Harrison, the Halifax captain, and it's going to be a penalty to Leeds. Carl Harrison, whether it was just going in with a knee or the fist or whatever, referee not happy with it, and Graham Holroyd kicks the ball deep into touch on this main stand side, on this south stand side here at Headingley. A good deep penetrating kick, and Leeds have the tap penalty as Familo takes up possession for Leeds. Leeds now no more than about 15 metres from the Halifax trial line. Schofield out to Holroyd. Holroyd with the long pass out. Alan Tate joins the line. Tate tries to go off his left foot and jinks inside, but John Schuster and Wayne Parker and Michael Hagan complete the tackle. Now it's Innes who takes up possession for Leeds from acting halfback. Still no score here at Headingley. 5 minutes gone. Leeds 0, Halifax 0. Schofield plays the ball inside to Mercer. Mercer on a diagonal run. Goes out towards that left wing side. He's got Cummins with him, but in the end he was going into an area where he was tackled by Moriarty, as Leeds still have possession. James Lowe's the hooker. This is the final tackle according to David Campbell. Ball comes to Graham Holroyd. Leeds will surely think about the kick. They decide to play the ball wide. Iro back in the Leeds team this afternoon, but he's well chaperoned by a couple of Halifax defenders. Michael Jackson playing in the 3 quarters, along with a little bit of help there from Gary Devotti. And Leeds are caught offside. Harvey Howard, the guilty player, in an offside position, and Halifax have a penalty which they'll kick into touch, and Gary Devotti is the man who will relieve the pressure for Halifax.
Smith with the first run up towards halfway. Halifax playing against a strong wind in the first half. Fieldhouse first took to the ball, takes it just over the halfway line. Harrison running off the short ball, carries it on another 10 metres. Rowley up quickly from acting half. Fire Marlowe and Howard, the Leeds drop forwards, bringing Rowley's run to an end. Moriarty screaming onto that one up to the 20 metre line, trying to make amends for that earlier knock on. 5th tackle, Parker puts it in the air. Pressure for Tate underneath the Leeds post. It bounced back towards Halifax. Parker gets it, but it'll be a turnover. Well, I think 1 or 2 Leeds hands touched that, but Leeds will get the possession. And Iro looks for the quick advantage, playing it to himself, gets it out and puts Craig Innes under a tremendous amount of pressure. John Bentley looking for a big game against his former club. Schofield going from acting half. Makes 10 metres. Fast and furious in the first 7 minutes. Leeds supporters appealing for a penalty. Mercer closed down quickly, this time by the Halifax defence in the shape of Carl Harrison. Leeds now look to move it out. Schofield to Iro. Iro gets away from Jackson this time. Smith chasing him. Iro virtually hands it over to Fallon, who gives it to Tate. Hanley on the 20-metre line. Such a danger, Hanley. 19 tries so far this season. The 5th tackle. A great passage of play by Leeds. Back down deep into the Halifax half. Allroyd, a long pass out there. Cummins trying to play football with it. That pass never really on, but I think Allroyd just trying to keep the ball moving on the last tackle, Graham.
Yeah, Cummins had to try and get that. It was a very low pass, almost down by his ankles. Had little chance, but a good break down this right-hand side again by Kevin Iro. He really has been in cracking form for Leeds this season, and he got away from Michael Jackson, but in the end it was some good cover defence by Halifax. Yeah,
they got back well. The tightest defence in the First Division, Halifax, against the most generous with Leeds. I think they've conceded over 280 points. Halifax just 209 against them. Back on the attack, driving up towards halfway with Baldwin. Scored his first try for Halifax on Boxing Day with a 40-yard effort. Rowley from acting out. Pushes Allroyd away. Hanley gets back to bring him down. 5th tackle. Halifax back in the Leeds half. Parker just happy to put it down the touch line and into touch about 15 metres out from the Leeds line. Over to you, Graham.
So Leeds have the advantage of the head and ball in the scrum. Graham Holroyd to feed Leeds inside, penned inside their own 20-metre area. Fallon takes up possession for Leeds. The first receiver. Jackson has 2 attempts to bring him down. He's helped by Michael Hagan. Now it's Iro. Iro with a long pass out to Innes on that left-hand side. Innes in a bit of space, finds Cummins in support, but a good tackle there by John Schuster, bringing Cummins down. Leeds approaching halfway now through second row forward. Richie Ayres strides out of that first tackle. Leeds now inside the Halifax half. Holroyd to Mercer. Mercer inside to Tate. Tate out towards that left-hand side to Iro. Iro's found a bit of a gap in the Halifax defence. Iro striding over the 20-metre line. He's got support. The ball's gone back. Cummins has picked up. The try's going to be given. Leeds are in for the try. Francis Cummins is the try scorer. Kevin Iro popping up on the left-hand side, playing, of course, in the right centre position. Iro made the break, went into the gap, and Francis Cummins was the try scorer for Leeds in that far left-hand corner. Leeds managing to keep the ball alive, and Cummins has gone in for the first try of the afternoon here at Headingley. Leeds lead Halifax by 4 points to 0, and Iro popping up on the right-hand side there, Darryl.
Got 11 minutes gone. Francis Cummins making the first breakthrough for Leeds. Allroyd 3 metres in from the far touch line to turn the 4 into 6. Allroyd with 42 goals so far this season. Having trouble teeing the ball up. He struck it well. Both linesmen's flags go up. Great kick by Allroyd. He's a superb kicker. Rejected by Halifax in his younger days. He's making the number 7 spot his own at Leeds, keeping out French international Patrick Ontap.
So Halifax have to restart, and it's former Leeds player John Bentley, who will restart proceedings from the kick-off, collected by James Lowes. Lowes lays it off to Captain Ellery Hanley, who squares up, straightens up and makes it just to the edge of that 20-metre line, where he's met by Kyle Harrison. Mercer for Leeds. Devorty and Wayne Parker in with the tackles there. For Milo down this south stand side, but tackled by Parker and by the winger Richard Smith. Harvey Howard, always popular with the Leeds supporters, tries to make a break. Leeds have it through Ayres on halfway, but plenty of cover tackling there by Halifax, Moriarty and second row partner Simon Baldwin with the tackle as the kick is put in by Graham Holroyd, and Richard Smith, the left winger, knocks the ball on from that diagonal kick by Graham Holroyd, and this obviously puts Leeds in a pretty good situation there at the edge of the 20-metre line, and of course will have the advantage of the put-in from the scrum. 6-0 Leeds lead through that Cummins try and Holroyd goal. Schofield, Iro again. Schofield, a bit of a gap here for Leeds on that left-hand side. Tate comes and joins the line. He's got Cummins inside. Almost steps off his right foot to go inside the full-back lay, but Michael Hagan brings him down. Gary Mercer, charging run from the second row forward. Leeds now no more than a couple of metres from the Halifax try line. Ball comes quickly right. Schofield with that long pass, misses out Holroyd, finds Kevin Iro. Iro out to Fallon. Fallon's going to go in the corner for Leeds' second try. The cover tackling there for Halifax was just simply not there. There were 3-2 on this left-hand side, and Jim Fallon, as soon as he got the ball from that pass, always looked to who's going to go in for the try. And again, Leeds breaking the Halifax defence quite easily there, Darryl.
Well, it's Kevin Iro again. They're not involved as much as the last one, but the final pass to Fallon, and Fallon has the power to get through most wingers. Young Richard Smith left on his own. Jim Fallon into the corner for his 12th try of the season, move Leeds into double figures. It's good again, it's through the middle. So Graham Holroyd doubles Leeds advantage to 12 points to 0. Kevin Iro's game so far, Graham, he's had-handed everything for Leeds.
Yeah, both occasions he's popped up with the break or the final pass, and Leeds lead Halifax by 12 points to 0 as Halifax kick off for the second time. Leeds have it deep inside their own half. Alan Tate straightens up, almost finds a gap immediately in the Halifax defence, but a good tackle by Moriarty. Mercer for Leeds, shrugs off one tackle, ball out to Hanley in midfield. Hanley dummies, had Familo with him, but Hanley still have possession, but this time he's met by 3 Halifax defenders. Gary Devorty and Wayne Parker bring him down inside his own half of the field. Schofield, long pass, Innes has to allow the ball to bounce. He picks up possession now for Leeds. Almost makes the break. John Bentley has 2 attempts at him to bring him down on that far side. Harvey Howard, surging forward by Howard inside the Halifax half. Referee David Campbell indicates this is the final tackle. Graham Holroyd with the diagonal kick again, and it's going to bounce. It just bounced in goal. A diagonal kick again by Graham Holroyd, putting pressure on Richard Smith, who of course made that unfortunate error a few seconds ago. Leeds have tested him out again. This time the ball was allowed to bounce, and it's gone down for a scrum, and of course Halifax have the advantage of the put-in deep inside their own half.
Well, they need another break similar to the one of Moriarty's earlier to take them back up towards the Leeds line. Smith comes in off the wing, away from Iro, away from Schofield. Brought down by Craig Innes. Hagan from acting half, looking for support, nobody following up the break from Hagan. Rowley the short pass to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse looking for a gap. Ellery Hanley brings him down 5 metres from halfway. Rowley brings Baldwin inside. Baldwin shrugs away from 1 and 2. Harvey Howard over the top. knocking Baldwin back a couple of metres. Parker to Harrison. Harrison returns it, Rowley gets a fingertip to it and knocks it onto Devorty. But Devorty swamped by 3 defenders. Referee David Campbell seeing, I think James Lowe's just using his elbows, he went into the tackle. Halifax opt against the kick into the wind, and Fieldhouse takes the first drive up 15 metres inside the Leeds half. Harrison and David Campbell plays to the Leeds supporters. The appeals for a forward pass heard. Well, David Campbell doesn't have a lot of friends at Halifax. He has been known to cost them the points on a couple of occasions previously. But Leeds again on the attack, Graham.
Mercer has it on that left-hand side, gets away from John Schuster, and then is met by a real rugged tackle by the Halifax standoff, Michael Hagan. Ayres almost to halfway. This time there are 3 Halifax shirts to bring him down. Lowe's to Hanley. Hanley tackled though by Kyle Harrison and by Joel Fieldhouse. Referee says play on. Leeds supporters were appealing for a penalty. Iro gets a ball inside to Alan Tate. Tate juggles with it, manages to keep hold. Final tackle this for Leeds, and they're about 25 metres from the try line. Graham Holroyd with the up and under. Steve Lay comes, collects well, had plenty of time, the Halifax fullback to view that, and took it very well under pressure.
Yeah, he's excellent under the eyeball, is Steve Lay. Got up well in front of the chasers to take that one out of the air. Schuster drives it forward. The previous run by Bentley doing well to take the pressure away from the Halifax line. Paul Rowley to Fieldhouse. Standing still, John Fieldhouse not expecting that one and loses it. So Leeds again with the advantage, immediately looking to move it out wide, knowing that Schuster was still in the centre of the field, but he got back well to make the tackle. But Halifax under pressure again, and Mercer along with Iro, constant danger against this Halifax side. Bouncing off the Halifax tacklers. Schofield inviting Ayres back inside over the 20 metre line.
Schofield then for Leeds. Ayres to Hanley. Hanley got support, was ankle tapped there by Gary Vorty. That was a crucial piece of play, that, because if Ellery Hanley would have got away from Halifax defenders there, referee's given the penalty to Leeds. Paul Moriarty said that he's holding him down in the tackle, not going to allow in the Leeds player to get up and play the ball. He's indicating towards his elbow, and to be fair to the Halifax player, as we see the Halifax physio come on to attend to Paul Moriarty, he picked up an injury in the tackle, and that's the reason why he was slow to get up. But Halifax have been penalised for it, which seems a little unfair. Leeds have a chance for a further 2 points. Graham Holroyd the chance with a penalty, a left-footed kicker, so for him it's at the right side of the field, and Holroyd has a chance to extend Leeds' lead to 14 points to 0. 22 minutes gone in the first half here at Headingley. And the Leeds scrum half with an opportunity to extend the lead with a further 2 points. Very much in a kickable position. Paul Moriarty penalised for holding down, but picked up an injury, as we said. Holroyd takes a look at the post, steps up now, left-footed. The 2 touch judges in the middle indicate that it's straight between the H's. The Leeds fans in the south stand appreciate the further 2 points, and Graham Holroyd has kicked his 3rd goal of the afternoon, and Leeds now lead Halifax by 14 points to nil. John Bentley will kick off proceedings once more, left-footed. Holroyd to Mercer, who comes through at pace, but the ball has been lost. Halifax have a chance here. Surely a try for Gary Devorty underneath the post. Leeds made a mistake there, losing possession straight from the kick-off, and Gary Devorty got the pass and went in underneath the post, and that will have particularly pleased him as a former Leeds player. And as Leeds had a 14-0 advantage, it's now 14-4. And Gary Devorty, Darryl will be delighted to go for 4 points there, and a crucial 4 points for Halifax.
Well, I think it is, Graham. Halifax needed to score, needed to get the next score. It was interesting there, the fumble from, I think, Gary Mercer was originally signalled as being knocked backwards by the referee. Halifax didn't wait for that. Rowley picked it up, put Devorty under the post. But that one will please him and the Halifax supporters. And Schuster to cut the lead again with a kick to 8 points. Will put new heart into Halifax. Moriarty to run out of defence, not giving as much room as he was earlier. Brought down on the 20-metre line. Steve Lay joins in the attack, but met by a wall of 3 Leeds defenders. Fieldhouse taking the short pass from Paul Rowley. Keeps hold of it this time after his earlier mistake. Devorty now perhaps looking for a little more work. Leeds moving up quicker to restrict Halifax going forward. Harrison driving forward into the Leeds half on the 5th tackle. Parker throws the dummy, goes for the kick behind Jim Fallon. Fallon happy to leave that one to run into touch. Things seeming to have calmed down a little bit now after that 90-mile-an-hour start. But Leeds still with the 8 points advantage and coming away from their own line again, Greg.
Fallon in the first tackle. Schofield now to Kevin Iro. Iro looks to make the gap in the Halifax defence, but met by Simon Baldwin. Richie Ayres. 2 pretty quick tackles in succession for Halifax. Gary Mercer on this middle of the park, tackled by Paul Moriarty. Back to Graham Holroyd, who kicks deep, but long kick by Holroyd. Steve Lay can't take it, but it gets a touch, but it goes behind. Steve Lay didn't take the ball on the full. The ball went back, according to the referee, and Halifax have possession through the scrum half. Wayne Parker.
Rowley from acting half. Bentley coming in looking for a piece of the action. Halifax's top try scorer with 16, almost up to halfway. Rowley from acting half. 5 yards inside the Leeds half. Parker looks for the gap, looks to go on his own. Fire Marlowe and Lowe's moving to close him down. The 5th tackle. Back to Hagan for the kick. It's not making much ground, but it's giving Halifax time to get up. Iro comes away with it. There's danger now, but Fieldhouse managing to push him to the ground. And Jackson completes the tackle.
Going sideways, knocks off one tackle from Hagan, then knocks off another one. Still going, Gary Mercer. He's taking some putting down. That's 2 Halifax defenders he got away from at the end. Michael Hagan, the Australian, brings him down inside his own half. For Milo, pushes off the first tackle of Carl Harrison. John Schuster brings him down. Holroyd out to Schofield. Schofield pass inside to Innes. Innes makes it over halfway. A gap here for Leeds. Innes against Parker. Parker, though, makes a good tackle for Halifax as Craig Innes found a gap in the Halifax defence. Leeds still have possession. Schofield to Holroyd. Holroyd out to Richie Ayres. Ayres turns his back on the defender, gets the ball away to James Lowes. Lowes had Iro on his left hand side, but he couldn't release the ball. This the final tackle. Holroyd again with that diagonal kick. This time it's going to go straight into touch on the full. So Halifax will have the turnaround from where Graham Holroyd put the kick, and Halifax have possession just outside their own 20-metre line.
Holroyd again using the kick down towards Richard Smith, trying to put him under pressure. Former teammates in their amateur days at Siddle, Graham Holroyd and Richard Smith. Bentley again pushes two off. Quoted this week has seen him give up all the tries for the rest of the season. If Halifax could manage the first win in 8 visits at Headingley, not going to plan so far. Almost half an hour gone and Leeds leading 14-6. Long pass by Parker out to Jackson. Jackson loses it. Another mistake. Jackson trying to do too much. Mercer to Alan Tate. Leeds on the attack again. Alan Tate dangerous in attack. 5 metres inside the Halifax half. James Lowes to fire Marlowe, but Halifax caught offside. And surely this will give Holroyd another chance to put 2 points on the lead score with the wind at his back. From 10 yards inside the Halifax half, Graham.
As suggested there, yes, Leeds have a penalty and Graham Holroyd is going to have another crack at goal. This one just inside the Halifax half, so distance-wise it's quite a long one, but it's just right of centre, and Leeds, of course, having the advantage of the wind, or appear to have the advantage of the wind in this first half. Holroyd taking a look, takes the couple of steps to the right hand side. Referee David Campbell restarts the watch, and Graham Holroyd has a chance for a further 2 points for Leeds. Strikes it well, it's got the distance just over the top of the crossbar, so Leeds now lead Halifax by 16 points to 6. The penalty from Graham Holroyd, his second penalty of the afternoon, his 4th conversion in total, and Leeds have now opened up a 10-point gap against Halifax. As John Bentley again kicks off, left-footed kick. Holroyd couldn't quite take it at the first attempt, but the ball went back, and Leeds have possession deep inside their own half of the field. Lowes to Gary Mercer. Mercer tackled by Kyle Harrison just outside his own 20-metre line. Now it's for Milo. Turns his back on the Halifax defender, who was Paul Moriarty, gets away from him, but was then tackled by the Halifax hooker as Ellery Hanley brings up possession for Leeds. Fieldhouse with the tackle. Richie Ayres looks to get the ball away, does so, has James Lowes in support. Lowes though is tackled by Hagan. This is the final tackle for Leeds. Schofield on this right hand side. Leeds have an overlap again. The ball's gone to the floor, and the referee says that will be a turnover, indicating that Leeds knocked on and Halifax have possession just inside their own half. In fact, they're now on halfway with wingman Richard Smith.
Richard Smith lost it, went backwards. Paul Rowley lost it and it didn't. So Leeds happy to regather possession with James Lowes. Harvey Howard up from acting half. Into Fieldhouse and Harrison. Rowley the third man in. Leeds supporters going wild beneath us for the penalty. But Harvey Howard still going forward, so he's still there for tackling. Mercer on the far side steps out of the first tackle. as he has done so often in the first half. Mercer and Iro, far too much room allowed them by Halifax. Schofield throws the dummy, finds the gap. Steve Lay moves out brilliantly to bring him down 12 metres out. 5th tackle. Hanley from acting half, chip through. Parker loses it. Leeds get 6 more tackles. Well, similar to an incident earlier on when it should have been when Leeds actually took the ball in front of their own post, but Leeds got the decision that time, and Parker knocking on has given it back to Leeds and put them back onto the attack yet again.
Leeds maybe in for a try in the corner here. Mercer, did he ground the ball? Touch Judge has got his flag up anyhow on that far side, so I think Gary Mercer may have had his foot in touch, and there also would have been a question whether he actually grounded the ball anyhow. But another attack by Leeds. Halifax putting themselves under pressure. We've got about 5.5 minutes to half time, and Leeds still lead by 16 points to 6 as Halifax take possession just outside their own 20-metre line. Paul Moriarty met by the Leeds substitute who's just come on the field, number 15, Neil Harmon. And Harvey Howard, the man to go off. Halifax just inside the Leeds half through Gary Devorty, the Halifax try scorer, but already we're through to the final tackle. Wayne Parker with the high bomb on this side. Jim Fallon's under it, takes it well, the Leeds winger. He had his back to the Halifax players who were coming to him, who were Michael Jackson and Paul Moriarty, and Jim Fallon did well to collect that under pressure. Leeds deep inside their own half through Kevin Iro. Iro can find no way through the tackle of John Fieldhouse. Schofield to George Mann, who has also come on as a substitute for Leeds just a few seconds ago. Leeds bringing the changes as James Lowes makes the break, tackled by his shirt colour there by number 12 Simon Baldwin. Holroyd with the kick again towards Richard Smith. The ball's bouncing. This time the winger takes possession for Halifax, shrugs off the first tackle at Mercer. Still going Richard Smith. Cool piece of play by him, making a few vital yards forward down the middle of the park.
Well, it'll give him a bit of confidence after his earlier mistake, bouncing off 2 or 3 Leeds tacklers as Halifax look to put another score on the board before half time. Fieldhouse to Rowley, appeals for the knock on. Rowley comes up with it. A late call by David Campbell. Well, Rowley would have been away. The speed of him might have taken him all the way to the Leeds try line, but David Campbell pulling him back, just a little nudge with the fingers, pushing it forward. Leeds come away on the attack again. Tate to Schofield, brings in Iro, steps through Moriarty's tackle, steps to Harrison's tackle, still going forward, the ball comes loose. So Leeds repay the favour and spill the ball up for Halifax. Schuster, the league's top point scorer, surpassed 200 points against Bradford on Boxing Day. Parker over halfway, Bentley charges onto that one. Good tackle by George Mann. 10 metres inside the Leeds half. Bentley has a few words to say. Hagan invites Moriarty on the inside, but Moriarty closed down quickly by Mann and Harmon, the 2 Leeds subs. Fieldhouse off the short ball. That come off a Leeds player, but David Campbell not singling that Halifax will get 6 tackles. Well, Halifax are done by again. Rowley with a chip through. Hanley takes it out of the air, but I feel Halifax should have had 6 more tackles there, but the pressure off for Leeds as we're going to the last couple of the minutes of the first half, with Leeds perhaps looking for more points, with having to play against the wind in the second half. Graham.
Gary Mercer shrugs off that tackle of Michael Jackson, but Carl Harrison brings the Kiwi down. Neil Harmon Harmon in centre field, tackled by Michael Hagan and by the Halifax hooker Paul Rowley. Now it's George Mann. Mann against Harrison. Two big forwards collide, and this is the final tackle. Alan Tate with a kick over the top, bouncing just outside the Halifax 25-yard line. Steve Lay allows it to bobble and picks up possession and gives it to the winger Smith, who gets away from Craig Innes. With a good run by Smith, but Richie Ayres drags him to the ground. Now it's John Bentley. Bentley cuts in field, almost makes it to halfway. Now it's Wayne Parker. Parker to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse head down, making good yards. Halifax. Parker takes up possession, goes from acting halfback. That's a good break by Parker, and Halifax now no more than 20 metres from the Leeds trial line. A score now would certainly open this game up. Devorty out to Smith. Smith though tackled by Fallon, and this the final opportunity, the final tackle. Michael Hagan. Hagan with the pass inside to Moriarty. Moriarty jinks, goes by himself in the middle of the park, and maybe a chance wasted there by Halifax on the final tackle. Maybe Darrell, a kick would have been more useful, but to be fair, Moriarty was very much by himself on that far side.
Moriarty not really a kicker, he's taking a drop out from under the post, but I don't know whether a mix up with the Halifax attack there, but another couple of minutes of pressure coming to nothing.
Mercer for Leeds as Moriarty receives some further attention. Certainly been in the wars, the former Witness player this afternoon. Hanley tackled by Fieldhouse. Now Ellery Hanley apparently injured. Referee wanted him to get on with it, and it's going to be Graham Holroyd that's going to have to play the ball. Ellery Hanley will receive some attention from the Leeds physio. Schofield to Mercer. Mercer juggling with the ball, manages to keep hold, then goes into a gap and makes a break. Mercer has support inside to Alan Tate. Tate's going to go in for the try, but there was the slightest of suspicions that that pass from Gary Mercer to Alan Tate was forward. It was touch and go. Referee had a look but allowed play to continue, and the Leeds fullback goes in for Leeds' third try of the afternoon. Francis Cummins and Tim Fallon prior. Now Alan Tate went in for the try. It's underneath the post. That try certainly set up by Gary Mercer, but as I said there, certainly a suspicion of a forward pass. It did look a little bit dodgy.
Well, you've got Gary Mercer did all the hard work and perhaps a just reward, but the final pass to Tate looked a yard forward. That doesn't matter to the Leeds supporters. He's a bit of a hero here. He's Alan Tate, as is Gary Mercer this afternoon. He's had a superb first half for Leeds as Gary Mercer, but Halifax guilty of not catching the man and the ball, paying the price again. And with Holroyd in front of the post, this one is going to be 5 out of 5 for Graham Holroyd. Well, John Bentley finds himself kicking off again for Halifax, trailing by 16 points. And it's an uphill struggle playing catch-up rugby. They will have the wind at the backs in the second half. Well, it seemed like another late call from David Campbell, perhaps leaning towards the Leeds supporters. But another penalty which Holroyd puts into touch. Just short of halfway, and Leeds on the attack again, Graham.
Into injury time at the end of this first half, and there indeed goes the half-time hooter. 22 points to 6 then Leeds lead, with tries from Francis Cummins, Jim Fallon and Alan Tate. Graham Holroyd has been successful with 5 conversions, and just the try for Gary Devorty converted by John Schuster, the points for Halifax. So Leeds in the ascendancy at half-time here at Headingley. Second half just about to get underway. 22 points to 6, Leeds lead. Halifax have brought their 2 substitutes on, Mark Preston and Roy Southernwood. Steve Sims making a couple of changes during the half-time interval. Paul Moriarty has gone off. And Leeds have early possession. Neil Harmon down that right-hand side, but tackled by Wayne Parker. Lowe's inside to George Mann. Mann makes the half break. That's a cheer from the Leeds fans before he's brought down by Michael Jackson. Now it's Richie Ayres. Ayres steps out of the first tackle of Southernwood and makes it inside the Halifax half of the field. Final tackle this for Leeds, just inside the Halifax half. Ball comes back to Gary Schofield. Schofield with the kick through. Steve Lay's going to take it on the second or third bounce. Finds Mark Preston, gets his first touch, and he's wrapped up immediately by Craig Innes. Steve Lay has to do a little bit of forward work to bring the ball away from his own try area. Now it's John Schuster. Schuster can make little headway before he's tackled by Neil Harmon. Now it's Carl Harrison. Harrison, head down, surging, run forward, tries to make yards forward for Halifax. Southernwood out to Gary Duvorty. Duvorty makes the half gap, but he's tracked all the way by Ellery Hanley, and it's a final tackle for Halifax. Back to Wayne Parker. Parker will kick. Ball bounces and holds up nicely for Francis Cummins. Cummins goes into a gap, gets away from Schuster, but is well tackled by Simon Baldwin, the Halifax second row forward. Leeds have it then through Tate, who takes up possession from acting halfback. Always eager for work, Alan Tate, the Leeds full back. Before he's tackled by Southernwood. Now it's Lowe's, out to Gary Mercer. Mercer gets away from the first tackle of Gary Duvorty, but brought down by Jackson. Leeds spread it to this left-hand side. Schofield out to Iro to Innes. Innes shrugs off the first tackle, still going Craig Innes. Hagan's going to hold him up about 5 or 6 metres short of the try line. Schofield to Hanley. Hanley, long ball out to James Lowe's. Lowe's thinks about the pass and then cuts inside and goes by himself. This is the 5th tackle. Gary Schofield puts a little kick through. John Bentley's going to take it though in his in-goal area, and he's going to get caught in there if he's not careful, but in the end John Bentley does very well to get out of the danger area, and Halifax deep inside their own half, but John Bentley did well there, Darryl.
They did, with 4 Leeds defenders bearing down on him, but the pressure not off for Halifax. As Leeds try to contain Halifax, Jackson gets away from one, Fallon brings him down, but still Halifax only made 10 metres. Smith, Fallon brings him down at the second attempt. Still no ground of any significance made by Halifax as Southernwood, who's replaced Paul Rowley at half-time, goes from acting half, back to Parker, trying to take advantage of the win. That one just getting inside the Leeds half, but the mistake by Francis Cummins. Parker feeds the first scrum of the second half to Hagan. Hagan, a long pass out, well taken by Smith. Smith tries to cut inside Iro, but there's no way through the big New Zealander. Preston from acting half. Brought down by Schofield, 35 metres out from the Leeds try line. Schofield going round the top. Well, it worked for the Leeds supporters when they cheered, but not for the Halifax supporters as Schofield went a touch high. Baldwin. Brought down by the sliding defence of Leeds. Now Bentley to Fieldhouse. Men over on that side. Duvorty almost put into the gap. Gets the ball away, but only to Ellery Hanley. Halifax pressing the panic button somewhat there, Graham.
Yeah, they're in a good position, and they maybe tried to do things a little bit too quickly. They were in a good position, and the chance for Halifax point of view was squandered. Lowe's for Leeds at acting halfback. Brings in Neil Harmon. Harmon met by Gary Devorty and by Roy Sutherwood. Leeds out on this left-hand side. Schofield's ball is picked up by Craig Innes. Innes tries to go into a gap. Schuster looks to take it, missing him. Leeds get the ball away. Innes gets it to James Lowes. Lowes has got Tate with him. Tate going over halfway, gets away from one tackle, gets away from two. Tate to Hanley. Hanley's got the ball from Holroyd. There's a chance here for Leeds on this far side. Holroyd still going. The Halifax cover coming across. Still Holroyd going by himself. Cuts one way. All sorts of Halifax players coming across to cut the angle down, and in the end, Holroyd gets the ball inside, but Kevin Iro's tackled. It's the final one for Leeds. Schofield, long pass out towards that right-hand side where it's picked up by Gary Mercer. Mercer turns away from the tackle, but this time the Halifax cover defence is there. Gary Devorty brings him down. And Leeds are caught offside. Referee David Campbell gives the penalty to Halifax, and the quick tap penalty is taken by Wayne Parker. Good piece of play that by Parker. Sooner Leeds hadn't retracted and were not quite ready for that tap, and made a few vital yards for Halifax. Vital, Darryl, that if Halifax don't get back into this one, they get an early score in this second half.
Yes, Graham, but Leeds are moving up quickly to make the tackles. Still at the place where Parker was caught on his first play of the ball. Fieldhouse almost into the gap. Away to Hagan. Hagan looking for the support. Bentley on his outside gets the pass away, but Innes is there waiting to make the tackle on John Bentley. Good play. Bentley tries to wrestle his way out as Leeds defenders moving, and it's Lowes that completes the tackle. Schuster, Devorty, Parker. Parker throws the dummy, finds the gap. Tate moving across. Parker's on his own. There's no support. Can't get inside. He's got it up well to Jackson. Jackson to Carl Harrison, and Carl Harrison goes under the post. And Halifax scores. 7 minutes gone in the second half, and it's Carl Harrison's second try of the season. His last one in the home victory over Wakefield. Tate did well to close Parker down, but Parker popped it up nicely for Michael Jackson. Carl Harrison in support to go under the post to move Halifax into double figures and cut the lead to 22 points to 10.
Just what Halifax required. John Schuster has added the conversion, a further 2 points. It's now 22-12 here at Headingley. Carl Harrison with the try, but Wayne Parker, certainly the creator of that one, doing well the scrum half. He had support. Halifax kept the ball alive, kept the ball moving. Jackson also had a hand in it, but it was Carl Harrison, the big prop forward, that went in for the second Halifax try, converted by John Schuster, and now just 10 points separate the two sides. It's now 22-12, and Halifax heading back just 7 minutes into this second half. Devorty for Halifax, met by Richie Ayres, who drags him down. Michael Jackson takes up possession of Halifax on that left-hand side. Now it's Fieldhouse. No way through for him though. He's met by two Leeds defenders, Richie Ayres and Neil Harmon. Now it's Carl Harrison. Harrison dummies, gets away from one, releases the ball to Michael Hagan. No way through there for Hagan. He's met by a double Leeds head of Gary Schofield and Craig Innes. Sutherwood gets the ball away to Schuster. Schuster to Bentley. Bentley gets the ball inside. Good handling this by Halifax. Hagan to Parker. Parker, the man that was involved in the last try, but Wayne Parker's pass goes straight into the hands of James Lowes. And Halifax cough up possession in a good position, and Leeds have a chance to hit back through George Mann. Tate to Mercer. Mercer over halfway. Mark Preston, Richard Smith in the tackle to bring the Leeds second row forward down. Graham Holroyd spins it out to Gary Schofield. Schofield to Iro. Iro gets the ball away to Innes. Innes out to Francis Cummins on this left hand side. Cummins cuts in field. Bentley brings him down. Leeds fans playing for a penalty of holding on, but Leeds allowed to play the ball pretty quickly. Richie Ayres, final tackle this for Leeds. Lowes to Graham Holroyd. Holroyd with the Kick diagonally across. Jim Fallon's after it. The ball's gone loose. It's picked up in the end. It fell a little bit fortuitous into the hands of Steve Lay, the fullback, who picked up possession. And Steve Lay gets outside his own 20-metre area, and Halifax can move away from their own danger area, Darryl.
Yeah, Steve Lay good under pressure again, and doing well to bring the ball away some 25 metres for Halifax. But Halifax look to be growing in confidence after that early score. Now they try to move it out wide. Jackson against Mercer. No room through. Lowe's, as ever, there to complete the tackle. Fieldhouse getting up head of steam to halfway, looking for support. Nobody following him. Hagan puts the kick down towards the corner. He might get the bounce. Tate comes across for it. It's not going to go over. Tate has to field it and run it out. Halifax chasers there. Bentley and Schuster. There's no Leeds players back, so Cummins will have to run it out for himself. Halifax trying to do a containing job on Leeds. Innes driving forward. Harrison and Southernwood the tacklers. Schofield trying to set something going. The danger man again, Mercer. Devorty and Jackson quick to close him down. Leeds continue on that far side with theirs, almost up to halfway. Good play by Leeds, getting away from their own line. Back to Allroyd for the kick. Putting it down behind Mark Preston. That's a good kick into touch by Allroyd. "11 minutes gone in the second half. Leeds in front, 22 points to 12. Halifax with a big hill to climb. Leeds yet to be beaten at home this season. Halifax only 2 defeats, away at Widnes and St Helens. Preston looks to cut through, just a tug on the shirt from Manley, brings him down. Hagan to Schuster. Leeds defence move up quickly, but a good pass to Bentley. Bentley steps inside, looks for the space. Still going, Francis Cummins does well to bring John Bentley down, but Bentley does well to take it back towards halfway. Richard Smith moved out onto the wing, looking for work, can't get away from George Mann. Southernwood to Parker. Parker to Devorty, showing the dummy, looking for the gap. Devorty takes it over halfway. Parker shows the ball, looks to move it out wide. Hagan looking for runners, nobody moving close enough. The 5th tackle, Halifax just inside the Leeds half. Schuster gives it to Parker. Parker put under pressure, manages to get the kick away. Bouncing in between Alan Tate and Francis Cummins, but standing up easily there for Francis Cummins as Schuster moves in to make the tackle.
Leeds have possession, they're deep inside their own half. Alan Tate takes the ball up and possession and makes about 10 yards before he's brought down by the Halifax substitute Roy Southernwood. Harmon looks to try and get the ball away, but Kyle Harrison and Gary Devorty bring him down. Now it's Gary Mercer. Mercer again on one of those runs. The ball's been picked up by Halifax. Leeds a spilled possession. Southernwood takes it up for Halifax. Fallon has to bring Jackson down. Steve Lay, the fullback, can find no way through there. He's met by Neil Harmon. Now it's Gary Devorty. Devorty out to Hagan. Hagan with a kick through on this right hand side. John Bentley's in pursuit. There's a chase in between Bentley and Graham Holroyd. Graham Holroyd just gets there first, and it's going to be a drop out from underneath the post, but clever bit of play that by Halifax. John Bentley enjoyed the run. He was inches away from getting a touch, but Graham Holroyd just came across there to beat him to it. And Leeds under pressure in the early stages of the second half. Already conceded, of course, that Kyle Harrison try. As Graham Holroyd kicks out from underneath the post, and Halifax have it, and they've got 6 tackles, 20 metres out.
That kick by Hagan, inch perfect. Bentley just losing out on the chase, but Halifax on the attack again. Baldwin doing well to keep hold of that one, steps inside Hanley, brought down 15 metres out, looking for the quick play. Southernwood switches the point of attack. Parker, Devote, Halifax have a chance on that far side. Smith running onto the ball well, but the Leeds defence moving across well. Iro making the tackle. Parker uses the blind side too. Jackson just not got the strength to push his way towards that Leeds line. Parker, Hagan, Schofield moving out quickly. Harrison charging onto the short ball. Southernwood keeps it going. Hagan heads towards the corner. Long pass out to Bentley. Bentley for the corner, but a forward pass being given.
Leeds looking maybe for a penalty there. Penalty's coming, looks to be held down, but referee allows play to continue. Certainly the Leeds fans in the South Stand thought that Leeds should have been given something there. 22-12 here at Headingley with 16 minutes of the second half gone. Kevin Iro for Leeds. Brings in Gary Mercer. Mercer though, well tackled by Gary Devote. Mercer plays it to himself, there was no marker in front of him. Quite allowed to do that. Final tackle for Leeds. Ball comes back to Graham Holroyd. Will look to kick. Kicks it left-footed, bouncing inside that Halifax 20-metre line, and it's easily picked up by Mark Preston. Preston would love to pick up possession and go one of those length of field runs, which of course he's a bit of a specialist at, but he couldn't find a way through there. Halifax have it inside their own half. Kyle Harrison. Harrison pushes off the first tackle of James Lowes. Gets away from Harmon. Good yardage that by Harrison. Now it's Wayne Parker. Parker out to Michael Hagan. Hagan with the pass out to Schuster. Schuster's got Bentley inside. Still going Bentley. Good support play, but the ball's knocked on there by Simon Baldwin. Just maybe a case there of too many hands. Halifax trying to keep the ball alive. And in the end, there was a knock-on, a scramble form, and of course Leeds will have the advantage of the put-in, as Leeds are about to make a substitution. Neil Harmon is the man that's making his way off, and I think it's Harvey Howard who's going to come back on for Leeds. It is indeed Harvey Howard who comes across to join the scrum. Holroyd feeds the scrum, comes out Leeds side. Francis Cummins met by Hagan and Schuster and brought down. Schofield to Innes. Innes almost gets through the gap, but Michael Jackson makes a good tackle on him, helped by Devote. Now it's Iro inside to George Mann. Mann tries to fling the Halifax defenders off, does in the end. A real tenacious run that by Mann. Leeds on halfway. Hanley thinks about the pass, goes to match in half back by himself. Good run that by the Leeds skipper. Leeds about now 30 metres from the Halifax try line. James Lowes. Lowes gets away from one tackle, makes further yards forward. Leeds now inside the 25-yard area. The final tackle. Graham Holroyd. Holroyd out to Schofield. Schofield for Leeds, thinks about the pass, gets it away to Hanley. The ball's gone loose. Halifax have regained possession, and this time Leeds can't penetrate the Halifax defence. 22-12, and Halifax have possession inside their own half of the field.
Well, it's fast and furious in the second half. A lot of handling errors. There's still 20 minutes to go. Halifax looking to claw back that 10-point deficit. Hagan looking for the support, nobody wanting to take the run, so Hagan closed down by the Leeds defence. Halifax captain Carl Harrison suddenly starting to make yards and push the tacklers off. Devote puts it up nicely for Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse with Steve Lay in support. Long pass out to Bentley. Bentley trying to go outside Alan Tate. Superb tackle by Alan Tate, but Halifax pressing 10 metres out, looking for the quick play. Hagan, Parker in support. Parker can't keep it. Another mistake by Halifax. Tate comes up with it. He's the length of the field ahead of him. Brings in Iro. Iro out of one. Steve Lay's out of position. He's not going to catch Iro. The ball comes loose. Steve Lay comes up with it. So two mistakes. Again, hand possession back to Halifax. Harrison to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse to Richard Smith. Doing well to pick that up one-handed. Smith dancing in and out of tackles. James Lowes brings him down just inside the Leeds half. Sutherwood brings Fieldhouse on the short ball. That pass fired out by Fieldhouse. Devotee has to go back to halfway to recover it. But referee David Campbell gives Halifax 6 more tackles. Parker from acting half steps out of one tackle, trying to jink his way through, makes 10 metres. And Leeds a mile offside. Any one of 3 or 4 players picked off by Campbell. Well, with 19 minutes on the clock, Halifax captain Carl Harrison deciding that Schuster should go for goal from 12 metres inside the Leeds half to cut the lead down to 8 points. Schuster with the wind at his back. Well, Leeds played out a classic against Wigan 3 weeks ago, Graham, and this one living up to the reputation of all past derbies between Halifax and Leeds. It's been a great game so far. Still 20 minutes to go, Halifax with the wind at the back. Do you think they may be able to come back into it?
If John Schuster can get these 2 points and reduce the deficit to 8, and of course a try and a goal, and it's anybody's. So the pressure on John Schuster. 10 points separate the sides, but it could be reduced to 8 if the three-quarter can add another goal here. Schuster steps up right-footed. It's got the distance, it's straight between the middle. A good penalty conversion that by John Schuster. Reducing the deficit now to 8 points. Certainly 22-6 at half-time with that Carl Harrison try, John Schuster goal, and now the penalty goal. That will give Halifax every confidence as we enter the last 18 minutes or so here at Headingley, as Leeds kick off through Graham Holroyd. Deep kick by him, picked up by Michael Jackson. Jackson makes it outside his own 20-metre line before he's tackled by Harmon, by George Mann and by Harvey Howard. Fieldhouse, no way through for him. Now Sutherwood brings in Carl Harrison. He's had a strong game for Halifax this afternoon. Some good runs from the Halifax number 8, but met by George Mann. Devotee for Halifax. Brings in second row Baldwin. Holroyd's there for the tackle. Sutherwood makes it to the halfway line. Final tackle this for Halifax. Something created here perhaps. Hagan leaves it to Schuster. Halifax decide to play the ball. Bentley with a little chip over. He's picked up by Francis Cummins for Leeds. Little kick over by John Bentley as Innes takes up possession. Harrison makes the tackle. Lowes will bring up possession for Leeds from acting half-back. Brings in Harvey Howard. Howard with his head down, goes on a surging run, gets away from the first tackle but brought down by Harrison. Now it's Hanley for Leeds. Hanley looks to offload the ball, does indeed get the ball away to James Lowes. Great piece of play by Hanley getting the ball away. Lowes was there in support. Final tackle was for Leeds. Graham Holroyd has the kick, puts the bomb up. There's Fallon and Iro after on that far side. Iro gets a touch, the ball's gone loose. It's anybody's at the moment. It's going to be a turnover and Halifax will have the advantage of that. The ball in the end was lost just for a second. It was anybody's when that ball was put up by Graham Holroyd. And Halifax have it deep inside their own half once more.
Halifax with 90 metres to go, back down towards the Leeds line. Fieldhouse pops it up, makes the mistake, gives it to Iro, and Iro from 15 metres out puts the pressure on again for Leeds. Steve Sims will probably have a couple of words to say to John Fieldhouse about that pass. Fieldhouse playing panic football, 15 minutes to go, 8 points the difference. Leeds 22-14 to the good, and on the attack with Holroyd. But Holroyd loses it. Surely he's going to give a knock on for that is David Campbell. Halifax with the advantage at the scrum. Allroyd making the mistake. Halifax getting the push on, but it looks as though it's come out the back for Leeds. Hanley comes up with it on that far side, going for the corner. Hanley's going to make it. Referee points at the spot. That might be the try that just seals it for Leeds. Halifax got the push on as soon as they knew they'd lost the ball in the scrum. Parker just throwing it away in disgust, but Hanley, no hesitation, picked it up and went for the corner. Ellery Hanley's 20th try of the season. Allroyd with 5 from 5 so far this afternoon. This one against the wind, just a metre in from that far touch line. On the right side of the field as far as he's concerned, being a left footer. Puts all his weight behind that one. It's a superb kick by Allroyd. That gives Leeds the advantage by 2 more points, turning Hanley's 4 into 6.
Very rare sight, the other side winning the ball against the scrum. Ellery Hanley took advantage. Leeds get the try. Another excellent conversion from Graham Allroyd. He really has had his kicky boots on this afternoon. He's had some difficult conversions and penalty attempts, but he's been spot on with all of them, and Leeds now have that 14-point advantage with 13 minutes remaining. Lowe's brings in Schofield. Quick hands by Leeds to George Mann. Mann gets away from 2 challenges. He's got support inside from James Lowe's. Lowe's holds possession up, still going the Leeds hooker. He's found another big gap in the Halifax defence. Still going James Lowe's. Lowe's has fed Hanley. Hanley's got support, gets the ball away to Gary Schofield. That's a classic try by Leeds, some brilliant handling. James Lowe's with the creator. Hanley was there in support as always, as Gary Schofield and Ellery Hanley shake each other by the hand. That's certainly 2 championship points for Leeds now. That's certainly put the game beyond Halifax. But the man that certainly created that one was the Leeds hooker. The Leeds number 9, James Lowe's, never stayed their attitude, kept on going forward. There'll be questions no doubt about the Halifax defence. They're giving far too much room on 2 occasions. Lowe's got the ball back inside to Ellery Hanley. Hanley fed the ball inside. And there was the Leeds standoff. Gary Schofield for a try, 32-14. And Graham Allroyd with another conversion to come. Almost an exact replica position that he had from that last try. But it was right out on the far touchline side. With about 10 minutes remaining, if Halifax have any potentials of coming back, well, I think that try from Gary Schofield and the one a couple of minutes earlier has certainly put Leeds in the ascendancy. Alan Tate has it for Leeds. Tate tackled by Fieldhouse. Schofield brings in George Mann. Mann tackled by Parker on that far side of the field. As Harvey Howard runs into a tackle and then shrugs off John Fieldhouse, who's must be fully 14-15 stone himself. Lee spread it left. Graham Allroyd misses out Ayres, and Schofield brings in Kevin Iro. Iro shrugs off one challenge, tackled in the end by Baldwin. Final tackle list for Leeds. Schofield feeds Hanley. Hanley to Allroyd. Allroyd with the bomb. It's an up and under. Pressure on Steve Lay. The ball's gone back. Leeds still have possession, but it's a final tackle. They've got to keep the ball alive. The ball's gone loose. And relief for Halifax. They have it through Richard Smith, the winger. And he'll bring the ball to the edge of his own 20-metre area.
Hagan trying to make the break, less than 10 minutes to go. Devorte, no support, has to take the run on his own. 15 metres from halfway, Fieldhouse. Good pass to Harrison. Baldwin shows the dummy. Cuts back inside, perhaps could have squeezed it out to Preston on that far side, but gets over halfway. Harrison to Jackson on the charge. making a good 10 metres, but the 5th tackle, Parker putting it up in the air, trying to put Tate under pressure. Tate comes across for it, it's bouncing awkwardly. Cummins having to knock it dead. Pressure not yet off for Leeds as they will drop out under the post. But 2 tries in 2 minutes for Leeds seem to have ended Halifax's chances of going second or making a comeback in this game. They could have gone second had they won today. They would have been level on points with Leeds, but it looks as though that's not going to happen now. 18 points the difference, 8 minutes to go. That one holding up in the wind. Steve Lay to Bentley. Bentley at full steam, but well tackled by Craig Innes. Looking for the quick play. Schuster trying to find a way through. Tackled by James Lowes and George Mann just outside the Leeds 20-metre line. Harrison leading like a captain in the second half, made a lot of yards into that Leeds defence. Southernwood, Parker, Halifax trying to put the move on, but Smith knocking it forward. It's not been a happy day for Richard Smith. Leeds with a putting 10 metres out from their own line.
Fallon for Leeds inside his own 20-metre area. One Dougie Lawton, the Christ of the South Stand below the TV gantry. As Leeds look for their 10th win on the trot. Keeping the pressure on Wigan at the top as Craig Innes finds a gap. Ankle tap there by John Schuster. The ball's been lost by Leeds and Steve Lay picks it out for Halifax. Lowes brings him down. Bentley feeds it to the left hand side. Michael Hagan with a pass out to Devorty. Devorty to Richard Smith. Smith tries to find a way through. Good tackle by Gary Mercer out on that far side for Leeds. Hagan for Halifax. Ball inside to Harrison. Harrison to Jackson. Again Halifax have lost possession. Leeds pick up through Gary Schofield. Schofield goes into a gap, dummies. He's got support from Francis Cummins and from Graham Holroyd. Schofield puts the kick through. There's a chase on here. Francis Cummins against Baldwin. Try for Leeds, is it? Francis Cummins has got the try for Leeds. Gary Schofield's kick through. It was a pursuit between Graham Holroyd, Francis Cummins and Simon Baldwin. It was 2 against 1 in favour of Leeds. And Francis Cummins, the winger, had the pace just to get there ahead of Simon Baldwin, and Leeds have got a further try. Schofield did well with the kick there, just chipped it into the 20-metre area. It was 2 against 1. Leeds have scored a further try. Francis Cummins the try scorer for Leeds, and the conversion to come, and a fine start to 1995 for Leeds in this Yorkshire derby with Halifax. Deep kick by Bentley, fielded by Francis Cummins inside his own in-goal area. Makes it almost to the edge of the 20-metre line before he's tackled. Alan Tate eager to look for work and look for the ball. Fieldhouse and Baldwin are there to tackle him. Lowes to Schofield. Schofield brings in George Mann. Lowes at acting half-back, feeds Richie Ayres. Ayres turns and twists, tries to get the ball away, but decides to keep on in that tackle from Devorty. Now it's James Lowes. Lowes again shrugging out of the challenge. Hauled down on that far side by Carl Harrison. Final tackle, Gary Schofield puts the kick through. Mark Preston's after it, but it's a good kick by Gary Schofield. Bounced and bobbled on that touchline side, and it goes out deep inside the Halifax half. Halifax, of course, will have the advantage of the put-in, but with the scoreline as it is, Halifax not in any real urgency to get the scrum to fall. Wayne Parker will feed it on that far side. Steve Lay brings up possession, but held by Schofield. Was there a knock on there? Referee had a look, but said Wayne Parker knocked the ball back. Richard Smith runs into Kevin Iro, and he's going absolutely nowhere there. Schuster Schuster makes it to the edge of the 20-metre line. 19,218 headingly for this New Year's Day game. As we enter the final couple of minutes. Southernwood to Harrison. Harrison's found a gap, gets the ball away to Mark Preston. Preston the wingman. Is he going to go around Alan Tate? Preston still going. Oh, good tackle that by Alan Tate. Watched him all the way, took him by his ankles. Final tackle for Halifax. Fieldhouse gets the ball away. Southernwood to Bentley. Halifax going to get a late consolation try. Basketball stuff. Parker, they've lost it. Leeds have possession. Francis Cummins has picked it up. He's over halfway. He's got Michael Jackson after it, but they're not going to stop Francis Cummins. He's going to go the length of the field, underneath the post. Another try for Francis Cummins. Another 4 points for Leeds. Michael Jackson was in pursuit of him, but he's a second row forward, another three-quarter. Was never going to catch him. Gary Village is having a word with the referee about something. The try stands. The young Leeds winger goes in for another try. Another error by Halifax. And Francis Cummins, as soon as he got the ball, as soon as he strode over halfway, he always looked all the way as if he was going to go in for a try. 44 points to 14 here. The conversion to come. Not many people would have predicted this sort of emphatic scoreline to Leeds. And Graham Holroyd has another chance for a further 2 points to make it 46-14. Steps up now, this time it's straight beneath the post. No problem at all for the number 7 for Leeds, and the Leeds man of the match has been awarded to Alan Tate. But another try for Leeds, maybe the final icing on the cake, as it were. And the scoreline, no doubt, Darryl, for Halifax, bitterly disappointed.
Well, it looks a bit sad after the opening to the second half. Harrison's try after 7 minutes should have put Halifax back on course, especially against the wind. But Leeds, to the credit, have played really well since then. They've lifted themselves, and Halifax have not done the tackling as they should have done. They've suffered the biggest defeat of the season, and it puts a big dent in their hopes for a challenge at the title. They play Wigan and Castleford later this month, but it's been a good victory by Leeds, Graham.
Yeah, an emphatic win for Leeds. Full time here at Headingley in the Stansbury Championship in the Yorkshire Derby on New Year's Day. Leeds 46, Halifax 14. Convincing win over Halifax, 46-14. I mean, Halifax made a fight of it early part of the second half, but apart from that, you looked always in control.
Yeah, I mean, they had a mad 10 minutes when we were giving them the ball on the first and second tackle and putting them in the game, and they were playing well. Their half-backs were running, we weren't shutting them down, which we tried to do early on, and we just, for about 10 minutes, we forgot. And they came and looked like a good side that they are. But credit to the lads, they just rolled the sleeves, got back in and did the biz.
If you look at the scoreline, I mean, pretty convincing performance overall, 46 points to 14. Not many people would have predicted that sort of emphatic win, would they?
I said we'd win by 20. I said we were the best bet in the coop because, you know, we've got a full strength side, we are at home, and Halifax have been doing well, but I don't, you know, I mean, I thought we could have beat Wigan better than we did. And today, like, the goal kick has made a big difference as well. He's kicked nearly off everything. So it's been one of them days that you enjoy and you dream about. Unfortunately, we had a big crowd to enjoy it. And there's nothing better for me than seeing a big crowd home happy because you hope they're going to come back.
I mean, it's been a great 1994, certainly the first half of the season. I mean, you're playing very well, you're on a bit of an unbeaten run now as well, and teams are going to fear playing Leeds now.
Well, that's how it should be. You know, I used to have lovely days at Winners when you go down and hang your jacket up and think we're going to win today, and it's starting to happen here a bit. You know, I felt very confident today. In fact, I was feeling that confidence that I better start feeling a bit nervous before the game. Because I've got to, like, you know, you don't want your players going out, just think you just got to, like, put our jerseys on the pitch and we win, you've got to make them work. And at the end of the day, I thought, well, I better like start biting my thumb or something, or kick myself, or pinch myself, to make sure we get a performance, because I was that confident.
I mean, Leeds should be championship contenders. You've beaten Wigan, you've beaten the team maybe below you in Halifax. I mean, you're putting the pressure on them now, aren't you?
Well, the snag is with Wigan, they don't generally crack on the pressure, you know. So all I can hope to do, if we can win up at the end of the season, and I'm hoping we've won the league. I'd be very sad if we hadn't, you know. So let's just try and keep winning.
Finally, you've got a big game also next Saturday to look forward to as well, in front of the TV audience. Castleford, another derby match, a similar result to the Halifax one, will go down very nicely.
I don't think we'll get that, because I think Cass have just got that little bit more class than maybe Halifax. You know, Halifax are a good team. I think Cass are one of the best 2 or 3 sides in the game. So I know next week is going to be very hard.
Richie, brilliant performance by Leeds, probably very similar, a sort of pleasing result as to the Wigan one, really.
Yeah, obviously all the lads are quite pleased with it, considering Halifax have probably got one of the best defences in the league. I think we performed very well, particularly in the first half, and we took it to them, and obviously when we get people on the back foot, there's not many teams who can stop us. I
mean, at half time it looked over as a contest. Halifax got nearly try at the start of the second half and made a game of it, but then Leeds ran away with it again.
Yeah, obviously it's at the end of the day, if defences are on top, then teams are always going to struggle, but we're a team who play adventurous football, a little bit off the cuff and throw the ball a little bit wildly, as people say, but once it sticks to hands, as it proven today, you know, in dangerous positions, we threw the ball about and we scored tries of it. So as far as I'm concerned, if we were adventurous, we get the 2 points and we put the score on the board, and that's happy as I can be, really.
I mean, you've beaten Wigan, you've beaten Halifax, the league leaders and the team immediately below you. You've got to really think now that you're there and you're championship contenders.
Well, obviously we always thought we was going to be championship contenders this year after beating Wigan, particularly. We knew we always had the going in us, and obviously, as far as I'm concerned, we just got to keep going and Wigan slip up, and then hopefully we're going to be there.
I mean, the team spirit obviously at Headingley is now brilliant. You're playing well, you're on a bit of an unbeaten run. Everything seems very much on a high as you enter 1995.
Yeah, I think it just needed that rub of the green. You know, we've always had the players here, obviously the press have always said, and a lot of people have said, but you know, all it just needed is that little bit of luck, and I think now, this year, the team spirit's always been there. But this year we just had that little bit of luck, and you know, we're playing as a unit and performing, as far as I'm concerned, some of the best football people can see.
Going well in the league, and of course finally the Regal Trophy to look forward to at home to Castleford. Another big one for you next Saturday.
Another big game, yeah, obviously another formidable side in Castleford, but hopefully playing our own pitch, you know, it means a lot to us, and we want to perform for our supporters and hopefully bring a little bit of silverware in.
Thanks, Richard.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.